Hey there, so today I am going to walk through everything that I am using this pregnancy, different products and supplements that I have found extremely helpful, that I have absolutely loved this pregnancy. So if you are new here, I am currently 31 weeks and 4 days pregnant with baby number 4. And so I've been around the block a couple of times. But there are a couple of things that I am doing different this pregnancy, a couple of things that I'm doing the same. And so I'm just going to share the things that have been very helpful for me this time around. I think I'm going to start with the supplements that I'm taking because I kind of want to start from first trimester, and then work my way up. So the first thing I have is something I am currently still taking, but I was taking it before I got pregnant. So most of you don't know, I had a very severe hormonal imbalance before I got pregnant. I actually got pregnant first in November, and I found out super early, like super early. I ended up having a chemical pregnancy, and I know it was a chemical pregnancy because I ended up having a lot of bleeding, and it was very obvious that we had conceived, but I lost the pregnancy, and I ended up getting my hormones checked, and I did have a fairly severe hormonal imbalance. I was not making enough progesterone to support a pregnancy, so I started taking this. So this is Maca. This is actually, what's really important about this is, it's actually got makeup on it, sorry. This is gelatinized organic maca. I really like this specific brand. I've tried a couple of them and I really like this. Maca can be kind of hard on your system, and it doesn't really do very much for you unless it's gelatinized. And so I was taking this, and I also started using Progessence Plus by Young Living. I'm not a super crunchy mama exactly. I'm kind of like a Twix bar. Like, I'm a little crunchy, but kind of a little not at the same time. But I'm not opposed to more natural methods. I'm also not opposed to Western medicine. So I kind of do a little bit of both, like using the Maca and the Progessence. I used it for 2 months and completely balanced my hormones. We conceived the second month that I was using both of these. No, it was the second month I was using the Maca, and the first month I was using the Progessence whenever we got pregnant. Now, whenever I got pregnant, I did discontinue using the Progessence, and I switched to a progesterone cream that it's definitely not something I loved, but I kind of hated it. But I'm not comfortable using oils during pregnancy. I know some people are. I'm personally not okay with applying them. So I started using a progesterone cream, and that helped me carry the pregnancy until 10 weeks when I was able to wean off of them. I am currently still taking the Maca. So here is kind of why. There are a lot of health benefits. Again, so with all of these supplements, let me put a disclaimer out there. I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional in any way. I have done my own research, and I have studied each of these products independently and feel very comfortable using them. I suggest that you do the same and you do your own research. I have done my research, and I feel very comfortable taking Maca whenever I am pregnant. I did lower my dose. I was taking 2 in the morning and 2 at night before I got pregnant. And I was doing that while in my first trimester to keep my hormones balanced so that I could keep my progesterone up. But whenever I hit the second trimester, I dropped it down to 1 in the morning and 1 at night. And what has been really cool is that normally my body is really sensitive to hormonal shifts. And whenever I'm pregnant, I'm sorry, this is really super TMI, I completely lose my sex drive. I have no desire whatsoever, my poor husband. But with the Maca, it actually increases your libido, and it has helped this pregnancy. It's not as high as it is whenever I'm not pregnant, but it has maintained enough to where I actually still enjoy doing that. Way too much information, but that's okay. So this has been very helpful. I love maca. I am going to continue to take it postpartum to balance everything back out. Okay, moving on. Let's see, other supplements that I am taking. I have loved the Vitafusion prenatals. I was taking a different prenatal, a more whole foods prenatal, but it got really expensive. And then whenever I was going through the first trimester and nauseous and stuff like that, I didn't really like taking it. So also, my body is extremely sensitive to vitamin B. The B vitamins, if I get too much of them, I am prone to heart palpitations, especially when I'm pregnant. And it was giving me the extreme amount of of B12 in the other vitamin I was taking was actually increasing my heart palpitations. So this specific vitamin has 100% of the B vitamins that you need versus other multivitamins that have like 500 to 800% of the B vitamins that you need. And so this is enough to give me the B vitamins without overdoing it. And they're absolutely delicious. I've tried other gummy vitamins and they are not as good. These are delicious. I also am taking a vitamin D supplement. I like the Now brand. It's cheap, it's good quality. I had a vitamin D deficiency. I'm like my whole body's all screwed up. I also had a vitamin D deficiency before I got pregnant. So I knew that whenever I was pregnant especially, but in general, I have to take extra vitamin D. And this has been very helpful for my energy levels. I am also taking an omega-3 in addition to my prenatal. I am not taking a full serving. I am taking a half serving of what they recommend. But fish oil is also really good for when you're pregnant. Make sure that it is a high quality fish oil. This one is awesome. It doesn't have a fishy taste. This is also that Now brand. Then another thing that I am taking now that I was not taking originally, I just started taking it a few weeks ago, is these the Thorne brand iron. I got this off Amazon. I really like it. It's a low dose. So a lot of iron supplements that you'll see are actually a very high dose of iron, and I just needed a little bit to kind of help me because I was slightly anemic. And this is a low dose that doesn't have any added B12. Some iron supplements actually have B12 added into them. Like I said, my body is sensitive to B vitamins. So this has been very helpful. If I miss a dose, I can feel it. I feel drained. I can tell that I've missed my iron supplement. So those have been very, very helpful. And the last supplement, I know it's a lot. The last supplement I am doing is the Calm Magnesium. In general, we as Americans tend to have a magnesium deficiency, but I also have really bad prenatal anxiety. And while I am on a medication for it, this just helps to give me a little bit of an extra boost. I take my medication in the morning, and by the evening it's starting to wear off, and so I drink this before I go to bed, and it helps me sleep. So that's another thing, is that I had really bad prenatal insomnia before I started taking this, and it was really bad my last pregnancy. But taking this, I take it at night, I sleep like a rock. And I mean, I still wake up if one of my kids wakes up, but I don't wake up for no reason, and I'm able to go back to sleep if I do wake up, like normal pregnant people and having to pee. That's all of my supplements. I know it's a lot. But moving on, something else that I loved my first trimester. Oh crap, I remember something I forgot. Oh goodness. Okay, sorry. So when I had really bad morning sickness, I get morning sickness really bad, but not as bad as some people. I get super nauseous, but I never throw up. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, nothing really helped. I I mean, it helped a little bit, but not enough to make it ever go away. But there were some things that made it a little bit more tolerable. And the first one was my lemon water, but it had to be really, really cold. So my cup, so my sweet neighbor made me this cup. It's just an Arctic cup, but she makes cups and stuff. And so she made me this cup. Having lemon water with a bunch of ice in my cup actually helps, because staying hydrated helps with morning sickness. But the super, super tart lemon water, like, and I mean like a lot, like I would put half a lemon in my water each time. And it actually helped a little bit with the nausea, but it had to be super cold. And so those stainless steel cups, so a Yeti or the Arctic cups, keep it cold for longer, obviously. And so it helped having that by me and drinking that throughout the day. Another thing that helped a lot whenever I was having morning sickness, and I don't have any more, so I'll insert a picture. I'm sure that you've heard of them. Most people who are pregnant have heard of them. The Preggy Pops. I had never actually tried them, which is so silly because this is my 4th pregnancy, and I'm like, surely a candy wouldn't help, but it actually did. Those Preggy Pops, I went through 2 tubs of them before my morning sickness went away. And well, between me and my husband, because my husband figured out that they're absolutely delicious, and then I had to like try to keep him out of them. And so, but it really did help a lot because they're super, super sour and didn't ever get overly sweet. And so those were very, very helpful. And the last thing that helped with my morning sickness was spearmint oil. Like I said, I don't like using essential oils whenever I'm pregnant, but just taking the cap off and just smelling it whenever I felt like I was gonna throw up helped a lot. So you're not supposed to be around peppermint whenever you're pregnant, but spearmint is kid safe. I use Plant Therapy most of the time. I know I had the Young Living one, but I don't, Young Living's too expensive. I'm sorry. Plant Therapy is a good brand, and it's pure and it's much cheaper. So, you know, it says on the bottle, it's kid safe. It's also pregnancy safe. And so you can inhale that and it helps with the nausea. My 2nd trimester was great. I didn't really need any kind of support my 2nd trimester. I'm just gonna skip right over that and move on to what's been helping me since entering the 3rd trimester. One of the things that I used to be taking, but I don't have to take anymore, is a stool softener. Sorry, but yeah, I get really constipated whenever I'm pregnant. A lot of women get really constipated whenever they're pregnant. So a good stool softener is super helpful. But if you decide to take the magnesium whenever you're pregnant, you will not have to take a stool softener, because this will keep you regular, and it tastes delicious. And so ever since I switched over to doing the Calm every night, I don't need the stool softener anymore. So I'm hoping that postpartum I won't need them. We'll see. Okay, so the next thing that I have absolutely been loving is I actually got this for after Evelyn gets here whenever I'm breastfeeding, but when I get closer to the end of my pregnancy, again, super TMI, my nipples get really, really dry. And it is, you know, it's just the hormones and how everything's changing and getting ready for pregnancy, or getting ready to breastfeed and everything. And so they get really dry and itchy. And so I got this Earth Mama organic nipple butter, and it's actually, I got it for breastfeeding, but it says on there, it's not on here. It says on the box that you can actually use it for any dry, chapped area. And I mean, this is also still, you know, so you don't just need it for breastfeeding. And ever since I started, after I get out of the shower, I just put a little bit on. They don't itch at all anymore. And it has been amazing. I might actually end up going through this entire thing because, yeah, it is just, it's great. And I will order another one if I use it all, because I may use it all before she gets here. I had a really bad sciatica flare up, and this is just a pregnancy support belt. I'll try to link all of this stuff in the description, but this was a lifesaver. It really, really helped whenever I had my sciatica flare up. I have not been using it recently, but I will probably start using it again as time goes on, because I'm getting bigger and it's going to put more strain on my back. But this was super helpful, and it was one of the things that helped me get over my flare up a lot sooner. So my next thing is huge. So it's just my exercise ball, if I can even fit it in the frame. This thing is my best friend. As you get near the end of your pregnancy, and especially the more babies that you have, your hips and your back and that all of that starts to hurt, and the exercise ball really does help relieve some of that pain. But it also helps to get baby lower and engaged, and so you really want to be on the exercise ball from 35 weeks on. But I started using it at like 29, 30 weeks, because I was having pain, and it actually did help a lot. It helps a lot with my pain. Okay, so the last thing is going to be pregnancy pillows. So first thing, if you watched some of my other pregnancy updates, I mentioned it. I hate pregnancy pillows, with the exception of, so this guy looks kind of like a pair of boobs. I know, but it's the Boppy brand, but obviously not the Boppy nursing pillow. It's a pregnancy pillow. So how this works is, whenever you're sleeping on your side, this one goes under your belly, this one comes up underneath your back and gives you some extra support. I haven't needed it yet this pregnancy, but I know that I will. So I am just pulling it out because I know it's going to be a favorite, because I used it every night from like 33 weeks on with my last pregnancy, and it was the absolute best because it gave me support under my back and it gave me support under my belly at the same time. I did buy this time a leg pillow to kind of try to separate my hips a little bit, and I absolutely hated it. It did nothing. What I have loved is, this is just a cheap Walmart pillow, like $5. I got the extra firm and just a cheap pillow to put between my legs, and I got 2 of them, so that way when I get further along I can get even more separation, because especially once you've had a couple of kids, your hips will start hurting. My doctor told me that it's after baby number 3 that it gets really bad, and from then on, it's just each baby it gets a little bit harder, and so I'm on number 4. And so I am trying to do some exercises and stuff to prepare for the very end, but I also have lots of pillows ready to go. So that is it. That's all the products that I am using this pregnancy and loving. If you are pregnant, or if you have been pregnant, I would love to hear what you loved during your pregnancy or are loving in the comments. So make sure to drop a comment with what it is that has been super helpful for you, because I am always looking for new stuff to help make pregnancy just a little easier. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you will consider subscribing. So I hope y'all have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.